All hail Donald Trump! All hail Mother America! Ladies and gentlemen, America is the home of the free, and its currency is the universal symbol of wealth. So let's just get on with it, because today we're gonna talk about things about US currency that you probably didn't know. So this is like, what up, mother blingers? I hope that you're gonna be ready for this video. Woohoo! Let's go! Number 10, the $2 bill. Whether it is a living thing or an inanimate object, it can usually be bought at a relatively cheap cost if there is a known abundance of it. And when it is perceived to be unique or limited in number, the price tends to always get higher. Sometimes, though, there are unique things of limited supply which are worth very little. And one of those things is the $2 bill. Number 9, multiple attempts to discontinue the penny. There are many things out there that no longer need to be made, primarily because new things have come around which have now made them obsolete, which is why we now buy Blu-rays instead of VHS tapes. Now that currency is primarily used online, physical money is becoming more and more obsolete, with the most tedious of this money being change, especially the penny, which has very little use anymore. The US Mint has been manufacturing the penny since 1793 and has had a profile of President Abraham Lincoln on it since 1909. And ironically, it costs more to make a penny than it is worth. Number 8, counterfeiting used to be punishable by death. Ever since currency started being distributed to the public, there have been those who have taken it upon themselves to create counterfeit currency so as not to pay real money for a certain product or service. We may in fact live in a digital world where currency is now primarily based on bank and credit cards, but bills are still widely used, which is why a $100 bill and a $20 bill are still the most counterfeited in the country. Now, right now, if someone were to be caught producing counterfeiting bills, they would find themselves paying a hefty fine while also serving a prison sentence up to 20 years. It is better than what the punishment used to be. Number 7, American presidents were on Confederate money. In the grand scope of things, the United States is still a relatively young country, but despite its youth, it is a country that has seemingly been involved in some kind of war every decade. And although all wars are bloody, the bloodiest war in its history is still the Civil War, right? The American Civil War was fought between 1861 and 1865 and was the direct result of slavery being abolished, which caused 11 southern states to group together to try and secede from the rest of the country. These states came to be known as the Confederacy, and like all wars, the Civil War needed to be paid for, which is why the Confederates printed their own money to the tune of $2 billion US dollars, over 53 billion in today's money, by the way. Number 6 would be the highest bill denomination ever used. Okay, this list has already made it abundantly clear that there have been many bill denominations issued by the United States throughout its history, but in terms of overall worth, there is one denomination which stands above the rest. In 1934, the US government issued the $100,000 gold certificate, but decided to discontinue it the very next month due to the risk associated with so much currency allocated to a single bill. Number 5, the lifespan of paper money. No matter what it is, everything is affected by the ravages of time and contains a set lifespan. This inevitably truly affects everything, including money, which has its own set of expected lifespans depending on the bill and how often each denomination is expected to change hands. In the US, it is expected that a $10 bill has a life expectancy of around 3.6 years. while a $1 bill should be good for about 4.8 years, and the $100 bill happens to have the longest lifespan of them all, as it is expected to last about 18 years before time renders it an unusable piece of colored cloth. Number 4, the reason why no one living is printed on money. Ever since winning its independence from the British Empire, the United States of America has made it abundantly clear that it is a country that will never again be ruled over by any sort of monarchy. Which is why the country does a number of things to illustrate this point. The US has people on its money, just like other countries in the world, but in many of those countries, there is still an active monarchy in place. And it is the current king or queen who gets depicted on the money. But in America, no one living is permitted to appear on the country's currency. It was during the American Revolution that this law was passed, in order to keep the US from appearing like a monarchy, and it is law that is still in effect today. Number 3, there was already a woman on a bill. All bills in the United States are printed with the visage of an influential individual on them, with these individuals primarily being men who were either instrumental in the birth of the nation or who once served as its president. Like every nation that has existed on earth, the United States has had a multitude of influential women in history who deserve similar recognition. And last April, there was a bit of controversy when it was announced that Harriet Tubman, who was a spy during the Civil War and who saved 70 slaves and their families, would be placed on the front of the $20 bill, replacing Andrew Jackson. But she will not be the first woman to appear on a bill, as Martha Washington has already appeared on one. Right. Number 2, the original job of the Secret Service. The president of both the United States is single-handedly the most influential and powerful person in the world, which is why not everyone likes him, and why several presidents have fallen victim to both successful and unsuccessful assassination attempts. No matter where the president goes, he is constantly followed by the Secret Service, an agency whose job it is to keep the president safe and alive. And they have been operating since 1865, I think. The Secret Service may be known as a part of the Department of Homeland Security, but that has only been true since 2003. It was a part of Department of Treasury for the first 137 years of its existence. Initially, the Secret Service was originally created solely to deal with financial crimes, which at that time focused primarily on keeping money from being counterfeited. Number 1, many bills carry cocaine. Right. I know this is gonna come to this. Alright, drugs have been a problem in the United States for decades now, and although there have been steps taken to reduce the flow of these illegal substances, the drug trade continues to rake in millions upon millions of dollars. Marijuana may in fact be relatively cheap and easy to find, while heroin is extremely deadly, but neither one has the kind of relationship with the money that cocaine has. So if you want to get high, just snort the freaking bills. This is gonna make you high a little bit, I guess, and it's free also. Oh, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. I hope that you liked the video. Just click on that subscribe button if you're new, and just next to that there's a bell icon. Click that to get more awesome notifications from us. And also, click the like button if you liked our content. If you unlike the content, click the unlike button. It's gonna hurt me a little bit, honestly, but it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be fine. So do that, and thank you very much. Do not forget to share, though, on Facebook, on every single thingy that you can. Mwah. Love ya.